السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته أعزائي طلبة المرحلة الثالثة قسم اللغة الإنجليزية. Today we are going to talk about very important topics. They are really variable, however they are interrelated. We are going to start with tense and time. So usually we wonder what is the difference between tense and time. So I'd like to start with time. Time is a universal non-linguistic concept with the three divisions: past, present, and the future. So we mean by universal is that it is applied everywhere in any country. So whenever you go, you will have these three divisions of time, which are past, present, and the future. Any action happens should take place in one of these three different times. And also it is considered as non-linguistic concept. Of course it is non-linguistic concept because, as we mentioned, it is a universal concept that has no relation with language. And it has three divisions: past, present, and the future. Now we move toward tense, which usually we study it within grammar. And let us see what is the tense. It is a language-specific concept that corresponds the form of the verb and our concept of time. In other words, it is our linguistic way to express time of certain action. So it is a language-specific concept. We mean by this is that tense is a linguistic concept. It is a concept within language, within grammar, within the grammar of the language. And notice that it is a language specific. I mean by that each language has its own tenses. So in English, as we all know, that we have different tenses like present simple, past simple, present perfect, past perfect, future, etc. These tenses. While in Arabic we have different tenses which are suitable with the Arabic language. So in each language we have different tenses. Although the time is the same, but the tenses are different according to the language that we use. So what do we do within the tense? Within tense we corresponds usually the action or the verb of the sentence with the time that suitable for it. So if we want to say that this action happened in the past, we are going to use a tense that could help us to express such action without the need of mentioning any indication of time. The aspects is concerned with the manner in which the verbal action is experienced or regarded. So concerning aspects, we are concerned with whether the action is completed, perfected, or in a progress. It is still not completed. So this is what we call it as aspect. Now, concerning aspect, it's also a linguistic concept that is related with the manner in which the verbal action is experienced, whether it is completed or still in a progress. Mood relates the verbal action to such conditions as certainty, obligation, necessity, and possibility. Mood, it is related with the form of the action how it is expressed. We will see this in the coming slides. Starting with the subjunctive mood. Of course, we have different types of mood. We are going to talk about them in this lecture. The subjunctive mood is used to express a wish or possibility. This mood has limited role, but it is important to use it properly in formal writing. So the subjunctive mood is used to express a wish or possibility. So we use this not to express reality, rather to talk about a wish or possibility within our sentences. The subjunctive form of the verb, apart from to be, is made from the third person present singular without the s or es endings. What does this mean? Now, if we want to write a sentence within the subjunctive mood, we are going to use a singular subject like he, she, it, and having a verb without the s of the third person singular. Of course, normally we use a verb with third person singular if the subject is a singular one. With these verbs, the same forms are used whether or not the context in the present or the past. Of course, we will see some other explanations in the coming slides about the subjunctive. So the important note now to be considered is that we use a singular subject with a verb without the s third person singular. The subjunctive of to be, the subjunctive of the verb be is simply be in most cases. So we use the infinitive form. But also we could use were in certain constructions with if and to express a wish. So usually the subjunctive mood of the verb be is what is the verb be. But in some cases, we use the verb were with the singular subject if we use it with the conditional if or to express a wish. The subjunctive is typically found in rather formal English constructions with that and with verbs such as suggest, demand, insist, ask, and recommend. So usually the subjunctive mood is used by having that clause, as we will see in the coming examples, and also with verbs like these: suggest, demand, insist, ask, and recommend. For example, it was suggested that he wait. Look here. He wait, not waits, till the next morning. So here the clause that he wait till the next morning has the subjunctive mood, and it was used with the verb suggest or suggested. They demanded that the Prime Minister explain who authorized the action. So here we got the subject of that clause, which is the Prime Minister, and it got a verb which has the infinitive form, explain. So also here, this clause has what we call it as the subjunctive mood. Also, subjunctive is used after if conditional or as if, as though, and unless. In sentences that state a hypothetical condition. Hypothetical condition means unreal condition, unreal thing. Or with the verb to wish, to express a wish. So either we have a wish or a hypothetical condition. For example, if I were taller, I would have been a model. So here, the subject, which is I, used with the verb were. Normally, we use was with the subject I. But here, because we have the subjunctive mood, we use the verb were instead of the verb was. And of course, this because we are talking about a hypothetical condition. How is that? Because I am not taller than what I am now. I am who I am. So this is just a hypothetical condition. Notice the next example. I wish I were more confident. You see here? I were more confident. This means that I was less confident or not that confident. It is just a wish. Now let's move toward the categories of subjunctive mood. The categories of subjunctive mood may be distinguished as following: the mandative subjunctive, the formulaic subjunctive, and the subjunctive were. So we have three categories. We have three different types of subjunctive mood: the mandative, the formulaic, and were. The mandative subjunctive, this type of subjunctive is usually introduced by that clause. So whenever we have that clause, we consider this as mandative subjunctive. It has only infinitive form, so we use a subject, whether singular or plural, plus an infinitive verb. This means there is lack of regular indicative concord between subject and a finite verb in the third person singular present, and the present past tenses are indistinguishable. So notice here, we will not have a concord. We will not have, let us say, a homogeneity between the subject and the verb as usual, that we have it usually, a singular subject with singular verb, or let us say a past verb with the sentence. So we are not going to distinguish the present and the past, as well as we are not going to have the concord between the singular subject with the verb of the sentence. For example, it is necessary that every member inform himself of these rules. Yes, so of course the main clause should contain an expression of recommendation, resolution, demand, and so on. You remember the verbs that we mentioned previously, like demand, require, move, insist, suggest, ask, etc. So these are usually used within the main clause. the clause that is preceding that clause that has the mandative subjunctive. The formulaic subjunctive, from its name, it has a formula. So they are static. They are memorized as they are, just like the proverbs. مثل الأمثال. Just like the proverbs, they have this formula. So these consist of the pace, the infinitive verb, but is only used in clauses in certain sets, expressions, which have to be learned as whole. So as we mentioned, they are memorized as they are. They are static. They are fixed. They are not changed or recomposed. They are memorized as they are. For example, come what may, we will go ahead. God save the queen. Suffice it to say that, etc. You can say whatever you like after the that clause. Be that as it may, etc. Heaven forbid that. So these are what we call it as the formulaic subjunctive, in which we have these phrases which are already produced by some people and used as they are. So if we want to use them, we should memorize them as they are and use them as they are. The last category of the subjunctive is the subjunctive where. We mentioned earlier that with the subjunctive mood, usually we use the infinitive form. And here is the only case in which we use the past form of the verb be, which is where, in this type of subjunctive. Of course, this type is used to express a hypothetical condition or a wish. So where is hypothetical in meaning and is used in conditional and concessive clauses and in subordinate clauses after obitative verbs like wish. So the verbs like wish, we usually use the verb were after singular subjects. For example, I wish I were with you. So this means that I was not with you, but this is only my wish. I wish I were with you. I thought she were here, but she was not indeed. So these are used in such way to say that this is unreal hypothetical action, which are contradicted with the reality. Thank you very much, dear students, and see you in the next lecture. Bye.